Welcome back to Mythic Sleep. I am young Homer, here to guide you into the final series of the rise and fall of Zeus. Tonight, we begin Series 10, The Fall of Zeus, End of the Reign and Legacy with Episode 82, The Betrayal of Olympus, Allies Turn Away. In this tale, we see the first fractures within Zeus's own circle, as once loyal allies begin to drift, questioning his rule and seeking paths of their own. The power and unity of Olympus, once held strong by the might of Zeus, falter as old alliances weaken and loyalties shift. It is a time of solitude for Zeus, as those who once stood by his side turn their gaze toward other realms, leaving him to confront the limits of his power and the end of an era. This is the story of the fall from within, where the strength of a kingdom is tested by the quiet withdrawal of faith. As we enter this tale of separation and loss, allow yourself to settle deeply into the warmth of your bed, feeling safe, supported, and fully at rest. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, deep breath in, letting calm expand through your chest, as steady as the fading glow of twilight on a distant horizon. As you exhale, release any remaining tension, allowing your body to grow heavy, sinking into stillness and peace. This is your time to let go, to rest, and to find calm. Now focus on the gentle rhythm of your breath. Each inhale and exhale as quiet and constant as the soft parting of friends. Take a slightly deeper breath in, letting it fill you completely, and hold it softly for a moment. Then, as you exhale, feel any tightness melt away, leaving only warmth and tranquility. One more time, breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, feel yourself sinking further, calm and serene. Now let's guide each part of the body to soften, inviting rest with every breath. Start with your forehead, allowing it to relax completely as you exhale. Move to your jaw, releasing any tightness, letting it rest gently. Now bring awareness to your shoulders. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let them fall softly, as though setting down a mantle that has grown too heavy. Allow your arms and hands to grow heavy, resting peacefully by your sides. Notice the steady rise and fall in your chest and belly, inhaling as your belly rises, and on the exhale, releasing any last bits of tension, feeling light and free. Shift your focus to your hips and thighs, letting them sink deeper into the bed, fully supported and relaxed. And finally, bring attention to your calves, feet, and toes, allowing them to release completely, grounded and calm. Now, imagine yourself standing on the heights of Olympus, where once the halls were filled with laughter and voices. Now only quiet footsteps echo against the marble. In the distance, you see Zeus, standing alone, his gaze turning to the empty spaces where his allies once stood. One by one, his companions drifted away, seeking their own destinies, leaving him to face the world as it changes around him. The great king feels the weight of solitude as Olympus grows still, and the power of unity fades like a passing breeze. With each breath, feel yourself surrounded by the calm strength of this moment, as though you too understand the quiet parting of friends and the resilience it brings. Inhale deeply, letting the calm and quiet of the scene fill you, and exhale, feeling grounded, steady, and fully at ease. With your body relaxed and your mind open, allow the story to carry you into this world of loyalty, change, and quiet reflection, where even the strongest bonds may one day dissolve. Take one last deep breath in and let it out softly. Now let us begin. For centuries, Olympus had stood as a bastion of unity, a divine realm where gods and goddesses shared a common loyalty to Zeus. His allies were powerful, each one a cornerstone of his reign. Yet, as the ages passed and mortal reverence waned, the gods began to question their purpose and their loyalty. The unity that had once defined Olympus started to fracture, each god feeling the weight of disillusionment and the lure of independence. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, grew tired of the endless cycles of pride and conflict that characterized Olympus. She watched as mortals developed their own philosophies and systems of justice, no longer reliant on divine decrees. While Zeus clung to his throne, seeking control, Athena found herself drawn to the world below, where humanity's pursuit of knowledge sparked new ideas and challenges. She sensed the limitations of divine rule, and though she respected her father, her loyalty began to shift, favoring the values of wisdom and autonomy over the rigid order of Olympus. Even Apollo, god of prophecy and music, felt his devotion waver. He had once brought hope to mortals, guiding them through oracles and songs, but the allure of mortal curiosity and resilience now captivated him. They sought knowledge on their own terms, and he found a strange kinship with their drive for self-understanding. In his heart, Apollo began to sense a conflict between his duty to Olympus and his respect for mortals' journey toward self-discovery. His loyalty, too, began to fracture, his gaze turning away from Olympus and toward the mortal realm. With each passing day, the gods drifted further from Zeus, their allegiance to his throne fading as new ambitions and doubts emerged. Hera, Zeus's queen, had long stood beside him, enduring his infidelities and tolerating his desire for absolute power. She had been his confidant, his partner, and the stabilizing force of Olympus. Yet over the years, the weight of her loyalty began to feel like a burden. She watched as Zeus's grip tightened around Olympus, his paranoia pushing him to control not only mortals, but also his own family. Hera saw the fractures within Olympus and grew resentful, not only of Zeus's dominance, but of his disregard for her role and wisdom. The memories of betrayal and disappointment, each affair and each slight leaving a scar on her heart. Hera began to withdraw, turning her focus away from Zeus and toward her own ambitions, nurturing a vision of Olympus without the relentless control of a king who had, in her eyes, lost his way. The goddess who had once held Olympus together now found herself dreaming of a realm no longer ruled by Zeus's heavy hand. As her loyalty waned, Hera's power diminished. Her influence over Olympus reduced to whispers rather than commands. Her alliance with Zeus, once a cornerstone of Olympus's stability, now became a reminder of the kingdom's fractured unity. The bond between king and queen, once strong, had turned brittle, each crack a testament to the silent betrayal that had taken root in Hera's heart. Hera's loyalty, once unbreakable, had eroded, leaving Zeus more isolated than ever. Poseidon, god of the sea, had long held a complicated relationship with Zeus. As his brother, he had fought beside him during the Titanomachy, each battle a testament to their strength and unity. But the years that followed saw Zeus claiming dominion over Olympus, relegating Poseidon to the depths of the ocean. While he respected Zeus's strength, Poseidon never accepted his brother's unchecked authority over the cosmos. Their rivalry simmered beneath the surface, a constant tension that had only grown over time. As Zeus's rule began to falter, Poseidon sensed an opportunity, a chance to reclaim the autonomy he had always craved. He began to pull away from Olympus, focusing instead on his own domain and subtly encouraging mortals to explore the seas, to push boundaries without fear of divine reprisal. Poseidon's subtle rebellion was not one of open defiance, but of quiet independence, a reminder that his loyalty to Olympus was no longer bound to Zeus's will. This quiet act of defiance rekindled the old rivalry between the brothers, each one seeing the other as both an ally and a rival. While Zeus sought control, Poseidon sought freedom, and their relationship grew strained as the weight of Olympus's unity crumbled around them. Poseidon's subtle defiance revealed a crack in Zeus's rule, a reminder that even family bonds could not hold back the tides of change. The younger gods, Hermes, Dionysus, and even Artemis, found themselves increasingly disconnected from Zeus's vision of Olympus. For Hermes, god of travelers and communication, the world of mortals had always been a place of fascination. He observed as humanity evolved, each innovation and discovery a testament to their independence. His role as a messenger no longer felt necessary, as mortals communicated and connected without relying on divine intervention. Hermes felt the lure of the mortal world more than Olympus, and his loyalty shifted quietly toward his own path, his own purpose. Dionysus, the god of revelry, sought freedom from the constraints of Olympus. His realm was one of chaos and joy, values that ran counter to Zeus's obsession with order and control. For Dionysus, true divinity lay in the embrace of freedom, and he drifted away from Olympus, his allegiance wavering as he sought pleasure and meaning on his own terms. Artemis, goddess of the hunt, felt a similar call, her loyalty rooted in independence rather than obedience. She watched the rise of mortal autonomy with pride, seeing in them a reflection of her own fierce spirit. Together, these younger gods represented a shift, a generation that no longer felt bound to Olympus, each one driven by a desire to explore the world beyond the confines of Zeus's rule. Their discontent was not one of rebellion, but of quiet divergence, a decision to follow their own paths rather than the directives of a fading king. The younger gods embodied a new age, one where divine allegiance was not a given and loyalty was a choice. As the gods turned away, Zeus felt the weight of isolation settle upon him. Once, he had ruled with the confidence that his allies would stand by his side, that his family would honor and respect his authority. But the gradual erosion of loyalty left him alone on his throne, a king without true allies, a leader without a united kingdom. The fractures that had spread through Olympus now seemed irreversible, each one a testament to his failure to maintain unity through compassion and understanding. In moments of solitude, Zeus reflected on the choices he had made, the battles he fought, the power he wielded, the control he demanded. He saw, too late, that his insistence on authority had driven his allies away, that his attempts to control had sown the seeds of discontent. His isolation was not born of rebellion or anger. It was the quiet result of choices that had placed power over partnership, ambition over alliance. Though still the king, Zeus now felt like a relic, a symbol of a bygone era. He could feel the distance between himself and the gods who had once been his family, his strength no longer a source of unity, but a reminder of the kingdom's fractured state. Zeus's isolation marked the beginning of the end, a sign that Olympus's golden age had passed, and that even the gods were subject to change. The halls of Olympus, once filled with laughter, debates, and the music of the gods, grew silent. The betrayal Zeus felt was not a dramatic uprising, but a quiet turning away, a gradual abandonment that left Olympus an empty shell of its former self. Each god, now a figure of independence, drifted into their own domain, leaving the heart of Olympus empty. The divine realm, once a beacon of power and unity, had become a place of solitude, a symbol of a kingdom whose relevance had faded with the shifting tides of loyalty and purpose. Mortals, too, sensed the change. They no longer felt the presence of gods as they once had. They built cities, waged wars, and explored new lands without fear of divine reprisal. Temples stood as relics, and the stories of Zeus and his kin became tales rather than truths, memories rather than mandates. Humanity was evolving, creating a world where gods were symbols, not rulers, where Olympus was a memory, not a force. In the silence of Olympus, Zeus felt the weight of his own legacy, a legacy that was slipping into legend, each passing year a step closer to a kingdom remembered rather than revered. The betrayal of Olympus was not one of rebellion, but of indifference, a quiet departure that left the king without a throne, the gods without a kingdom. The once mighty realm of Olympus stood as a relic, its power eroded by the slow, inevitable march of time and change. But the descent of Olympus was not complete. Join us in the next episode as we explore Zeus's final act, the legacy of the Trojan War, and how its aftermath shaped the very future of Olympus. Discover how Zeus's choices in one last attempt to assert control would leave an indelible mark on both the mortal and divine realms, sealing his place as a figure remembered in story rather than in reverence. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with peace, strength, and a touch of magic. I'm young Homer, and I look forward to our next story together.